Hi, folks. This is Gary Ryan from Organisations That Matter, and this is the Moving Beyond Being Good podcast. This is a podcast for all leaders out there that want to understand how to do servant leadership, service leadership, and authentic leadership, and everything else to do with high performance and leadership. It's my pleasure to be with you here again today, and this episode is focusing on 7 things you can do as a leader to prevent burnout. Burnout's a major issue that's occurring, and since the pandemic's been occurring more and more, and people are becoming more aware of it. Now, the first thing that you can do as a leader is you can promote life balance by the way you behave. Take your leave. Be aware of when you're sending your emails and communicating with staff. Use the tools available to you through your email tool to manage the time that you're sending emails. So it might work for you to work late at night or really early in the morning, but that might not work for the folk that you've got in the team that you're leading. And as such, if they get an email that shows that you sent it at 5:30 a.m., that might suggest to them that they need to be up at 5:30 a.m. as well, even though that's not the message you're trying to send. So just use those sorts of tools and to demonstrate that it is okay. Implement flexible working. There's been a lot of organizations that are trying to get people back in the office, understandably, and we've seen some research coming out of Amy Edmondson, the founder, if you like, of psychological safety, and Mark Mortensen recently, that talks about it is important, absolutely, to be face-to-face with people, and that's going to mean it is important to be face-to-face in the office. At the same time, people have proven throughout the pandemic that they can work productively from home. Flexibility and working from home is here to stay, folks. If you don't find out how it's going to work for your team, then you're probably going to suffer from a talent retention point of view, and certainly attracting talent to your organization over time. So the tricky part there is you need to work with the people that are in your organization and teams to work out what's going to work best for them. Many teams are deciding that on certain days of the week, that's when that team will be together in the office. And some organizations are saying things like, Wednesdays when everyone is in the office because we want people from different departments, for example, intermingling at the water cooler, so to speak. But implement flexible working, make it available because people have proven they can do it, and they know that they proved it, that they can do it. It's only going to work against you if you don't find the way to make that work. And a final point with this is, be okay with the term experiment. Experiment your way forward with flexible learning in a way that's going to work for you and your organization. Now, clearly, there will always be roles, such as front of house roles, where the people need to be on site. When I got my car service recently, it would be pretty hard for that person that welcomed me into the site to do that remotely. Some jobs you just need to have your feet on the ground, and that creates a little bit of tension potentially. So you've just got to be open and honest with people about that reality. The third you can do is foster a supportive culture. So show that you genuinely care for human beings that are in your organization. Make sure you're finding out what's going on without prying too much with people, but be aware of what's going on in their lives. Be aware of the things that are going on in people's lives that they're comfortable with you sharing with other people, and the things that they would prefer you to keep to yourself. Certainly there'll be folk out there that have got partners and family members that have got some serious ill health, and that might be impacting their ability to be able to be as present at work as what they normally might be, and giving that awareness and that support to them and that flexibility. So you'll find that these 7 tools or actions, if you like, are very interdependent. Make sure that we're constantly validating and appreciating all of the departments in the organization as being equally valid. And as a leader, it's important to help put that supportive nature forward. Encourage regular breaks for people. So yes, we can get in the office and we can smash things out, or we can be at home, but just be checking with people. Are you taking some breaks? Are you getting up from your desk and moving it? If you've got a stand-up desk, do you actually raise it up to the stand-up position? And equally, do you get on your feet and go for a walk and have a bit of a break from time to time? Not that I advocate smoking, but one of the things that used to happen with the smoker was people had a break. They got to have that break by going outside, and not that it was a very healthy thing to be doing, But how do we work that into the way that we work today? Because there was a long period of time where that view of the world was just acceptable, but it actually did form a form of break and networking, so to speak. Prioritise mental health. Like if you're not sure about how to help people be more mentally healthy in the workplace. So that's things like understanding the sorts of things that impact psychological safety in the workplace that might trigger some mental health issues. Understand that the workplace isn't responsible totally for someone's mental health. But the brutal reality is the workplace does contribute a lot to people's mental health. When we say mental health, you can be mentally healthy, by the way. So what about focusing on the proactive side of mental health? What are the sorts of things we can do to help raise people's well-being, help improve their mental health so they're more mentally healthy to be able to deal with the realities of life that come along? I use a metaphor. If you think of an electrocardiogram of a human heart, it's got a little up, it's got a little down, it comes up, there's a little flat bit, then there's a big up and there's a big down, and it comes back up and there's a little flat bit, and then there's a little up and a little down, and so on and so forth. Ups and downs are actually telling us we're alive. So helping people understand that being in the workplace and being mentally healthy doesn't mean we're always up. It's just that we might have some moments that we're a little bit flatter than other moments, but equally we have those highs that we get to enjoy as well. The sixth point is to be providing opportunities for people to develop themselves, which means as leaders, we need to be aware of what are the things that people need or want to have to help them on their development path. Are we as an organization happy to help people to develop into roles which might even take them out of our organization and equally take them into different roles that might take them away from the team that you're leading? These are fundamental questions for you as a leader to ask yourself. We do know from research over a long period of time that people do want to have the opportunity to be developed. So there's the old saying, is it better to develop people and risk having them leave your team, or is it better to not develop them and have them stay? It's an interesting mental model for you to consider in the work you do as a leader. And then finally, number seven is to recognize and reward effort. So the recognize piece can be as simple as just saying thank you. It's amazing how powerful saying thank you that can be. And if someone has done something extra and specific, be specific with your thank you. And to be honest, you don't even have to do that if they've done that extra and specific, extra and special. You might want to thank them just specifically for what they've done anyway. And certainly if you can reward effort through opportunities to develop, or if there is more pay available because people have gone up to another level, promotions, those sorts of things, you want people to see that their effort is rewarded over time. But keep coming back to, we still want to make sure that first element of life balance is being practiced. Now, the last thing about that with the rewarding effort and the life balance is everyone's definition for life balance is different. Have you as an organization done anything to help people to be aware of what life balance might mean for them? There's an awesome company called the Lippert Industries out of the USA, led by the amazing Jason Lippert. And they spend a lot of time with their employees, helping them recognize goals that are individual goals that actually don't have anything to do with work. And they go through the process of identifying the goal, working out how they're going to implement that in their private life or personal life, if you like. And then they make sure that they celebrate when those folk achieve those goals that are important to them. It might be a personal education goal. It might be running a marathon. It might be reading a series of books. It might be going on a specific type of holiday. Whatever it is, because they're a whole person as part of their life, and with recognizing rewarding effort, as an organization, they actually recognize and reward the effort of the things that people are doing outside of the workplace to be mentally healthy, physically healthy, and happy human beings, contributing in a really positive way to our society. Workplaces and leaders can have a huge impact on those factors. So there you go, folks. There's 7 actions that you can take to help improve and prevent burnout of yourself and people working in your organization and in the teams you lead. Once again, I'm Gary Ryan from Organizations That Matter. This is the Moving Beyond Being Good podcast, and I look forward to working with you next time.